Timaeus isn't here today. Customers? Oh, pardon me. Are you... No. Just strange for him to not be around. I see. He was called away by Albedo a little while ago. I'm Sucrose, Albedo's assistant. If you have any alchemy-related queries... Huh? My apologies. If you need any help, just call my name. If not, I'll... Thanks. No worries. We're all clued up on the basics of alchemy, aren't we? Hey, aren't you the legendary traveler? The one who repelled storm? I've heard so many stories about... what do you... sorry, don't mind... Still, you'd definitely be able to help out... There's that name again! Albedo! Is he also an alchemist in Mondstadt? Apologies. I never introduced him. But Paimon's only ever seen Timaeus teaching alchemy. Yes. He's dedicated himself to investigating the truth of this world. And has made... We often get alchemists coming to Mondstadt from all... Wow! Paimon didn't know he was... Still, it seems that he's encountered a problem in his research recently. Every time I see... I'm sure that Albedo would love to hear about your incredible exploits. Albedo is a true gentleman. He'll be sure to pay you back in equal measure for helping him out. I don't see why not. Albedo and Timaeus will be conducting research in the mountains. I'm afraid you'll have to go to the entrance to the pass and look for him by yourselves. Look out for a refined gentleman with the presence of a... Sorry. That's the... Hey! Stop worrying! Sucrose is a whole lot less nervous once she gets talking about alchemy and research, huh? Anyway, let's go and look for Albedo. Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend.
But this event has commemorative significance.
Hopes? That's odd, 'cause I don't recall a
I mean...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you...
What do you...
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you... Who knows? Maybe this is someone's
Huh? Well,
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Don't fret. Nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't, but if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going. Seems like that nun's an expert in making...
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous...
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who...
Wait, she heard that? Paimon
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... the honorary knight that saved us from storm terror. Well then, given otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you.
What? Do the nuns of Mondstadt have the authority?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we?
That doesn't sound right.
Let's talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his track. Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
I got carried.
With sword comes shadow.
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. What if I'm not a criminal in your example? With sword comes shadow.
This one's
Don't waste my time.
You need to hurry up.
Incoming.
Toast and fry. An unfortunate
Incoming.
Let's end this quickly.
Your life is mine. Speed of a hip. With sword comes shadow. Don't waste my
Let's
time.
end this quickly. This isn't good.
It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Seems like there's more to being a nun in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized. I can't wait any... Is that Albedo? What?
The word on the street is he loves sketching. He'll hang around any... The views and scenery here are pretty good. Sketch...
But can't he see those hilly churros? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk! Let's take them out of the picture first!
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my sketch. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly churls unfinished.
What's up with sketching hilly churls? What?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my sketch, it may give you a clue.
Wow.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite bored, but take a look at this specimen. The build, and the cyclical lives of such primitive
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions? What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising, but back to the point. From her words...
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your...
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must... I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research... Forgive me. This must be confusing.
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method it's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping...
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're...
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of... But you're not from the known world. By observing and research...
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be...
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
question. After the seed spread...
I don't know. But I feel the importance of using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute after awakening. Even... Still a little difficult.
No! Paimon's got a brain! But what's the seed gonna become?
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit...
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say the subject of my first research was the elements. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is... Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Fascinating. And
What a stupid question! Can't you see the... And another thing! It's Paimon!
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Oh, that rules out that possibility. But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick. Or cause the waterfall south...
Hey! How would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your... Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, it seems that only experimentation... Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps... Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could...
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself.
Nice and... With sword comes shadow! With sword comes shadow. Boba, get them! Speed of flash!
Great work. If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the
Internal flow?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to if the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an element...
Sounds kind of...
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some
And in the...
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparation. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved, but if there... Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason... Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. It's a type of ore known as star silver. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely all going to plan.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns. Let's keep our eye... In comes flash! With sword comes shadow.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way. This is my campsite. I've added the materials while we are waiting. Have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these...
I wouldn't call them results. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this Following this line of thought?
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. A cryoregis vine, or even a whopperflower might be in that sense.
Yes, sir.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world...
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so... Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more...
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try... In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. This potion channels elemental power into the body. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded...
So you knew you'd be sick and still drink?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. Perhaps it's just scholarly self-assurance. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion.
Aw, Paimon wanted something...
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the... The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference. People are the same, they can understand, empathize. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you, but a peculiar person... They don't have much recourse for the things we take for... For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregis vine. Or, to sum up, Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. Oh, you gave me a lot to having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me.
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the...
You can count on me, sir.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was...
Before we can proceed with our research, if you're interested, why not have a look around? It...
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Agreed. Well, on with it. There may be significant differences. Take Tevat, for example. Here, but worlds may well exist where only one person... So, leaving elements to one side. I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, no. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it. That was your best effort?
What's with the disappointment?
Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking, as such. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
Cooking? Paimon was looking...
Not only is this recipe a staple for me,
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking for... If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish...
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that. How are we gonna channel elemental power into the food? Maybe try the... Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned.
That was fast. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out... As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, unless... Could it be that the nat...
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more...
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. And here's your portion. Enjoy.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good...
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. There are all manner of alchemical items here. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gather...
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them, and if you had, say, super... I must have dropped them somewhere in the area.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh, yeah! This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental...
Goodness. You managed to find them. Incredible. I'm wondering... This elemental...
Yep! Guess it does sorta
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is only a never-before-seen otherworldly power...
You mean...
Don't be disheartened. This fall, I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain... Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly... In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our looking out from where we're standing. Can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, so what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach... I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis. Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might... No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. Then if you would, please.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like it. Your reputation precedes you, traveler.
But you followed us the whole...
Me? Actually, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tevat do not affect you, if the natural laws of Tevat do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences, the innumerable possibilities that this could present.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few old, petrified truths. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but I'm willing to pour all my energy, all these things that start out as objects of fascination.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to sketch those hilly trails? Because...
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures...
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, bored?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me. Now, before we head back to the campsite, follow me. There...
With sword from shadow.
You wait. Your life is mine.
Orders given. Orders received.
Don't waste my time. Your life is mine.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. I'd like you to there are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do, a tried and tested. So, let's see you in action. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
Nice and spicy.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
Out of the front. Keep pace.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the... What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. There's still a lot to learn about them. And let me make a copy first.
And that seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the...
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing, unless you can think of anything better to do.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You!
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed, I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or
Listen, sister, your guard's so high you can't even see over the top of it!
it doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has
No way! Paimon would have sensed it! And
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back.
so... what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing... I've investigated everything else. The only items left on...
But we don't even know...
That much is true. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. Now then, all things considered, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Race you!
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up way back? I would have time for the results. We got very good at that today, but the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is...
You could tell that perspective. We've spent all day working our butts off in that!
Please, I understand that this may have seemed so. Have you ever considered that the world of Teyvat have a natural hostility to outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world, the only other life that like it. After I observed you imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Oh, it looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoes to step, is not nurturing the worldly life, also life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived so Do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle? Thank you both. Even if this fellow moment is not essential for life, your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean, the time I spent in the future. If it arises, well, I made a point throughout telling how ordinary that, but what's that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the file? It should not have been those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. If one day I lose control, can I rely on you to stop me?